Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing good and learning something new every day. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about something very important. In this video, I'm going to talk about a very powerful and interesting way to improve your English. Like many students think that English is very difficult, English is very tough, but the truth is you just need the right way to improve your English. So today in this video, I'm going to share 10 best podcasts for learning English, and especially if you are a beginner, because podcasts are very helpful. You can listen them anytime, anywhere, and you don't need any partner to improve your English. You don't need any classmate. No, it's nothing like that. You can improve your English skills by podcast easily. You just need your phone or earphone. And when you listen English every day, your brain automatically starts English words, pronunciations, meanings. It's a very helpful method. And watch this video till the end, because I will explain every podcast in an easy way and very detailed. So the first podcast is The English We Speak by Learning BBC English. It's very useful and very perfect, and especially for beginners, because in every episode they teach one new phrase that we use in our daily life. Sometimes we know words, but we don't know how to use this word, and how we can make a sentence. So they'll teach everything about their podcast. This podcast also helps you to learn real expressions that native English speakers use. And they also give examples that you can understand clearly and betterly. And every podcast is few minutes long. So you never get bored, or listen interestingly. And if you want to improve your English step by step, easily, slowly, then this podcast is very good to start. You should watch this. Second podcast is 6 minutes. As name says, it's every episode is around 6 minutes. It's short, but it's very useful for beginners. And they talk about interesting topics like health, technology, environment, and many more things. And while listening, you learn new vocabulary, new words, new ideas, new phrase at the same time. So it's very useful. The English is clear and not too fast, so the beginners and learners can understand easily. And if you feel like you do not have much time in your busy schedule, in your busy life, so you can watch this, because it's very short and simple. It's around, as I told you, it's around 5 or 6 minutes. So you can watch this one. They also explain difficult words. Sometimes they ask some easy questions that helps your mind to think in English. And every day 6 minutes can help you to improve your English a lot. The third podcast is All English Ears. This podcast is very helpful and very good if you want to speak English confidently without any fear. You should watch this one, because the hosts talk in a good and friendly way, like real friends having a conversation. It's very simple and very natural. When you listen them, you understand like how real English sounds in daily life. And sometimes they will also teach you how to answer questions, how to introduce yourself, how to talk with others, how to start conversation, and many more. Whatever you need in your English learning journey. And they will teach a lot things. Sometimes they also give small tips to increase your confidence. And like at the beginning, you may feel like English is too fast, English is a little fast and little hard. But don't worry, if you listen regularly, your listening skills will become better. Your listening skills will become stronger day by day. And this podcast is very helpful for beginners if you want to speak confidently without any fear. The fourth podcast is ESL Pod. It's a great podcast for learners who want slow and clear English. The speaker talks naturally and explains everything in detail. First, he plays a short conversation, and then he explains every word, every difficult sentence, every important word in easy English in a very simple and natural way. It helps you to understand meaning clearly, every word understand clearly. And if you feel confused while listening, fast English, fast movies, fast videos, whatever, it helps you to build confidence. This podcast also help you to build a strong English base. And if you listen daily and repeat sentences daily, your pronunciation skills will also improve. Fifth one is Luke's English podcast. This podcast is very interesting and very enjoyable. And if you want to learn British English, this is a good choice. Luke explains grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure in a fun and relaxed way. Sometimes he tells stories from his life. Sometimes he talk about some common grammar mistakes that learners make. And his way of explaining is very natural, very simple. So you feel comfortable by listening. This podcast is very helpful for learners who already know some English and want to improve more. Sixth podcast is the American English podcast. This podcast helps you to understand American accent and American culture. The host speaks clearly and explains every word with easy examples, easy sentences that learners can easily understand their language. And this podcast also helps you to understand how Americans speak naturally, how Americans speak in their daily life. Sometimes she also talks about American festivals, habits, history, so you can learn language and culture together. And this makes English more powerful and more meaningful. So if you want to improve your American pronunciation, this podcast can help you a lot. Seventh podcast is Voice of America Learning English. This podcast is especially very helpful for beginners because the English is slow and clear. They talk about simple news and world topics. Listening to news in easy English helps you to learn new words, new sentences, and you can also improve your speaking and listening skills at the same time. And the speed is not very fast, so you can understand easily and clearly. So if you want to improve your listening skills step by step and also want to learn new vocabulary, this podcast is a good option. This podcast is QLIP's ESL podcast. This podcast helps you to learn how to speak in real situations, like while traveling, while speaking with others, talking to your phone, speaking with others, introducing yourself, like while shopping. Listening this podcast will help you to feel more confident while having real conversations. If your goal is to speak English in your daily life without any fear, this podcast support you. Ninth podcast is Espresso English podcast. This podcast gives short and simple English lessons. You can learn grammar rules, easy sentences, new vocabulary, new sentences in an easy way in this podcast. So you can learn about grammar a lot through this podcast. And also the episodes are not very long, so you can listen every day without wasting a lot of time. And if you like quick learning with easy points, then this podcast is perfect for you. 10th podcast is Better at English. This podcast helps you to speak fluently and understand English naturally. You will hear real conversations and explanations, and it's very useful. It is very useful especially for those learners who want to move the next level. Listening real conversation helps your mind to get used to these sentences. With real practice and daily practice, your confidence and understanding skills will automatically grow. So guys, these are 10 best podcasts for learning English. And remember, you don't need to listen all of them at once. It's nothing like that. Choose only one and at least listen for 15 or 20 minutes daily. And don't try to quit. If you are busy, if your schedule is busy, then try to at least listen them for 10 or 20 minutes. That's enough if you don't have extra time for your English. But consistency is the key, as I told you many videos. So don't break your consistency. So friends, that's it for today. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Hope you liked this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment for more videos. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much guys for watching till the end. Thank you so much everyone.